Our world is a microscopic but colorful ping-pong ball, spinning madly through the emptiness of the universe. We are mere dust specks in the infinite void. We call ourselves humanity. Our words, our laws, resist our inner darkness and our base cruelty. One man straddles the razor's edge between law and disorder. He's a lawyer who calls himself the Dave Letterman of the courtroom, a dapper MC in a variety show nobody watches. Beyond Unreasonable Doubt and Verboten Productions presents Laying Down the Law with Billy DeClercq, your host. That's me. Okay, welcome to Laying Down the Law, Season 2, Episode 2, the podcast where we read real legal cases and then make up fake improv and then talk for real with our guests. I'm your host, Billy DeClercq, and I like to say my own name. I want to thank all of our listeners and our sponsor, the Law Office of Steve Gorman. Laying Down the Law is sponsored by attorney Steve Gorman, the Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark. If you've been seriously injured in a serious accident involving long metal wire and overhead trolley cables, then you need a real fighter. Call Steve Gorman, the Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark. Hi, I'm attorney Steve Gorman, the Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark. Steve Gorman has been fighting for victims like you for over 3 years. Steve Gorman has been injured in a street fighting accident himself, so Steve Gorman knows what it means to be seriously injured. Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark. Steve Gorman is a retired amateur boxer, so I'll fight for you like Steve Gorman used to fight in the ring when Steve Gorman took numerous punches directly to the head. Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark. Call the offices of Steve Gorman, the Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark, today. We'll fight for you like a daddy shark in heat. We never stop until you get paid. The Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark, Law Shark. Results not guaranteed. Actual results may vary. Batteries not included. Steve Gorman is not a licensed attorney in the United States of America. He is a retired amateur boxer in the former Soviet Republic of Moldova only. The Law Shark action figure is the exclusive worldwide property of Mattel, and its trademarks are used without permission. Any resemblance to any true events, actual persons, sharks, lawyers, or toys, living or dead, is unintended and purely coincidental. All rights reserved. Today's first guest host is an actor and an improviser originally from Delaware County, Pennsylvania. That's PA, if you've heard of it. She's been performing on the LA comedy stages since 2013. She also co-hosted a comedy improv podcast, Super Squirrel Conversations, for 3 seasons, and has launched a new podcast, Guide for Clueless Rich People, coming soon to every podcast player in the universe, really soon. She's a proud resident of the Playhouse District in Pasadena, California, where the uptight rich ladies don't wear masks. You can follow her on Instagram at squirrel_convo, C-O-N-V-O. I'm pleased to welcome Cathy Eller.
Hi, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming. Now, not to be outdone, our second guest co-host is an experienced voice actor, improviser, arts and design professional with a Bachelor of Music focused in musical theater from New York University. That's NYU, to those of you who like acronyms. She's been featured in audiobooks, film, animation, commercials, and theater. She's the lead singer of the vampire cover band Give Blood, who, sadly, will be staying in their coffins this Halloween. She's also a nominee for this year's Sovis Voice Arts Award. You can follow her on Instagram at Toni Senatore. I'm pleased to welcome Toni Senatore.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks for having me.
And that audio prize, that voice actor prize, what was that for again?
The nomination?
Yeah.
It's for a toy that I voice called Letterosaurus by Leapfrog.
Leapfrog, yeah. We have my son actually has a couple shares of Leapfrog stock. So
Oh,
good stuff.
wow.
Hopefully
Yeah.
I'm helping his stock.
Yeah, I hope so too. It was in trouble there for a while, but we had a letter, like a caterpillar with like little letters on the side of it when he was little.
Oh yeah, this is very similar, only better because it's my voice.
Oh yeah, cool. And Cathy, can you tell us something about Guide for Clueless Rich People? Hopefully we've got some really rich listeners and
Yeah, I'm co-hosting it with my friend Kristen Lucas. It's just we played two characters, two very clueless rich people that are helping other very stupid, clueless rich people in this time of COVID. So we're giving them little tips and tricks to get through it.
That sounds great. And have you launched the podcast yet, or is it coming soon?
We're just doing episodes now, so it hasn't launched yet, but it will the end of the year.
Awesome! I can't wait to hear it.
Thanks.
All right. Well, why don't we jump to the case of the week? I got my big fat law book here.
Is this what you're like in court?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is Adams versus Bullock. This is from New York, 1919. And this is an opinion by Judge Cardozo, who is very famous. You heard of him?
No.
Yeah.
Famous for what? Being a judge?
Yeah. He's like the most famous judge that was never on the Supreme Court.
Ah.
All right. So I'm going to give this my best Judge Cardozo reading. The defendant, Bullock, runs a trolley line in the city of Dunkirk, employing an overhead wire system. At one point, the road is crossed by a bridge or culvert, which carries the tracks of the Nickel Plate and Pennsylvania railroads. Pedestrians often use the bridge as a shortcut between streets, and children play on it. 1919, right? Kids go play on the railroad tracks, right? On April 21st, 1916, the plaintiff, Adams, a boy of 12 years, came across the bridge, swinging a wire about 8 feet long. In swinging it, he brought it into contact with the defendant's trolley wire, which ran beneath the structure. The side of the bridge was protected by a parapet 18 inches wide. 4 feet 7 3/4 inches below the top of the parapet, the trolley wire was strung. The plaintiff was shocked and burned when the wires came together.
What kind of wire was he swinging? Was he fishing on the on the train tracks? Like what?
My gosh.
Well, these are simpler times before, they invented these fancy electronic toys. And, at that time it was like, well, sorry, kid, the hoop and stick is broken. So here's a wire. Have fun. Go play on the train tracks. Right?
And that's not trespassing or anything. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, so he had a verdict at trial term, which has been affirmed by the appellate division by a divided court. So that means it's now in the highest court of New York. We think the verdict cannot stand. The defendant, in using an overhead trolley, was in the lawful exercise of its franchise. Negligence, therefore, cannot be imputed to it because it used that system and not another. There was, of course, a duty to adopt all reasonable precautions to minimize the resulting perils. Now, one quick question. Do you think keeping kids off of the trolley tracks might have been something they could have done to reduce the peril?
The trolley company?
Yeah.
I guess so. But I don't see why they would be liable, because why would a kid be swinging a wire that tall to hit that had to have been a long wire.
I think it was 8 feet. It was an 8-foot wire.
How did he get a wire all the way up to that trolley?
Well, no, it'll explain later, but the trolley wire was actually underneath the culvert. So it's kind of important to the decision. And you're really honing in on the point that the judge is going to make in a second. So you're kind of like ahead of the great Judge Cardozo.
Oh, wow.
Smart.
But
Toni.
yeah, so the wire's actually underneath the bridge. And so he
Ah.
swings the wire completely around and underneath, and it touches the
Oh.
exposed cable underneath the culvert and
And it
shocks
didn't
it.
have any, like, the wire itself, the trolley wires didn't have any protection around it or signs or warnings.
Right, there, right. Yeah, no
Mm.
warnings, no signs, and the wire was uncovered. It was not
Ah.
insulated. That comes in a second. So
They'd totally be liable in 2020.
yeah, there wouldn't be a trolley company anymore in 2020. They'd be out of business.
The MTA might
Yeah.
be in trouble.
Well, you know how we're all running around on trolleys all the time anyway, right?
Truly.
Yeah. Well, after the Green New Deal, we probably will be back on trolleys.
Yeah, man.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah. So, so we think there's no evidence that it's, so it says they have a duty to adopt all reasonable precautions. We think there's no evidence this duty was ignored. The trolley wire was so placed that no one standing on the bridge or even bending over the parapet could reach it. Only some extraordinary casualty, not fairly within the area of ordinary provision, could make it a thing of danger. Reasonable care in the use of a destructive agency imports a high degree of vigilance, and they cite some cases. But no vigilance, however alert, unless fortified by a gift of prophecy, he's getting a little funny there,
Yeah.
could have predicted the point upon the route where such an accident could occur. It might, with equal reason, have been expected anywhere else. At any point upon the route, a mischievous or thoughtless boy might touch the wire with a metal pole or fling a wire across it. If unable to reach it from the walk, he might stand upon a wagon or climb upon a tree. No special danger at this bridge warned the defendant that there was a need of a special measure of precaution. No like accident had occurred before. No custom had been disregarded. We think that ordinary caution did not involve the forethought of this extraordinary peril. It has been so ruled in like circumstances in other jurisdictions, and there's a bunch of cases. In those cases, the accidents were all well within the range of prudent forethought. There was also the basis of the ruling in Nelson. The Nelson case doesn't get discussed here, so you have to assume that whatever that was, it was similar. There is, we may add, a distinction not to be ignored between electric light and trolley wires.
What is the distinction?
What is it? The distinction is that the former, electric light, may be insulated. Chance of harm, though remote, may betoken negligence, if needless. Facility of protection may impose a duty to protect. With trolley wires, the case is different. Insulation is impossible.
Oh.
Guards here and there.
Wait, because it has the spark? It has a spark to move or something?
I guess at that point, that you have to have an open wire to have contact on contact with electricity to run.
Like, I'm envisioning, like, Back to the Future, like the car, the little hook, but opposite way.
1.2 gigawatts! We're going to send you back to the future!
I know. Like, he didn't put any warning on the clock tower. Like, there's a wire overhead. Like, wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Doc's legal liability, he's uninsurable. It's like,
Man.
Well,
I need an insurance policy! Marty!
If there's a bridge, the kid is on the bridge and the wire's under the bridge, right?
Yeah.
So even if they had like protection around it or signs, it wouldn't be on top of the bridge though. Because no one would be thinking that a wire would reach from above the bridge and down and around.
Yeah.
Right.
And Spider-Man is not in 1919, so there's no web action or anything like that.
Web, I don't know. Does webbing carry?
I don't know. I was webbing like rope.
Wait, Alexa, is spider webbing conductive of electricity?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And even if it did conduct electricity, he's Spider-Man and he'd be fine.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
very true.
If anything, it might make him more powerful.
Probably.
Yeah.
there's another version of the Spider-Verse is like electric Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We just
like
wrote a
that.
Spider-Man episode.
We did. Copyright.
Oh man, you
hear
guys
this,
are like
Marvel?
already jumping ahead to the improv part. Electric
Oh.
Spider-Man. Um, yeah, so let me finish this. I'll just guards here and there of little value to avert the possibility of this accident and others like it at one point or another on the route. The defendant must have abandoned the overhead system and put all the wires underground. Neither its power nor its duty to make this change is shown, and so to hold it liable upon the facts exhibited on this record would to be to charge it as an insurer. The judgment should be reversed. That is Adams versus Bullock.
Wait, so the
So wait,
original, the original judgment was for the plaintiff?
For the boy, yeah. The boy got some money, and then they appealed it. And when they appealed it to the Court of Appeal, the middle level court, they upheld it too. And then they went all the way to the equivalent of the Supreme Court for the state of New York, which said, not so much.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I mean, that happened in my lifetime. Like, I remember, like, we have a railroad that goes through a street, and it didn't have any signs, or it didn't have any lower, you know, like those, what do they call? The thing
the thing.
Yeah.
The arm.
The arm, yeah. And then a family of 4 died, and then the arm came like the next week. So we're still learning about signs and warnings.
Yeah, it's
This
true.
is the 90s.
Yeah, people say, lawyers are ruining everything, but these days you send your kid out with a 8-foot metal wire and it'll be fine.
You send your son out with metal wires all the time, right?
That's the only toy we buy for him. That and his old leapfrog toys.
And the Lettersaurus.
Yeah, exactly. We need to find out if we can get sponsorship from Leapfrog. I mean, geez.
I mean, that's the crazy thing, like, about toys back then. They were, like, literally these heavy objects that, like, could really, or really, really tiny, small things that kids could swallow. Like, in the 1990s, they didn't care. They didn't care about kids.
Do you think it's that they didn't care, or it's just that they didn't really think it was a problem? It was more maybe ignorance. Like,
where were the parents of this child?
Hey kids, here's some splinter-filled wood and exposed wires covered by lead paint. Happy Christmas.
Where was the mother?
She was in the kitchen cooking up a storm.
I guess. 1916. 1916 was when the accident happened.
Well, they were all probably immigrants too, right? So who knows? I mean, who knows where they came from and what they could have been, like, super poor. Maybe cardboard boxes were their toys. I don't know.
So wait, so the kid had had someone defend for him? No, he was the plaintiff. So
he was a plaintiff.
He had a lawyer? Did he was rich enough to afford a lawyer, or did they just give lawyers?
Yeah, attorney Steve Gorman traveled back in time.
Attorney screwed it up.
He's like, if you're injured in an accident, call me. Someday there'll be things called billboards.
Well, maybe back then, did they have, like, the free lawyer? What is that called? Like,
a contingency.
Really, what's that lawyer term?
A contingency, where they take a percentage.
Yeah, if you win.
I don't know the answer to that.
Or
wait, I thought like only if you're a defendant, you have a right to a lawyer only if you're a defendant. I don't know.
Talking about two different things. Contingency lawyer is like the ones that they put the billboards up and they say, you don't pay anything unless we win. Mm-hmm. Right. And in that case, they take a percent. If they take the case, and then if you win, let's say you get $1 million, they take 40%. Or 50% or whatever. Mm. And what you're talking about is in a criminal defense case, if you can't afford an attorney, we will appoint one for you. So those are public defenders, and that's in a criminal case. So in a civil case, if you get sued and you can't afford a lawyer, you're just kind of out of luck.
That's only for criminal.
Right.
That's
right.
Interesting.
So he had like the Aaron Brockovich attorney of the time, right? Like, wasn't she just
well,
defending people until there was judgment?
yeah, you know, that's always makes a good movie, but I always, you know, I kind of wonder, like, John Travolta in a civil action, like, you know, living out of his car and like fighting the good fight, and they never make the movie about the guy who, like, you know, takes on 100 people in a town and like sues the big manufacturer and then loses and files bankruptcy and then lives in a tent under the freeway. Like, that'd be such an interesting movie, don't you think?
It'd be a sad movie.
It's like the other Erin Brockovich. She
The
took
other
on
side.
the big banks and lost.
Now she lives in her car.
Yeah.
Said 1982 Honda Accord.
Washes clothes in the LA River.
I mean, I feel like this kid couldn't have been alone in it. Like, I feel like I just think about times in New York City in the 1900s. I would just think like hordes of little kids. Like, I feel like, to me, I feel like this kid was I don't know, he was up to something. I think like this wasn't the first time he did it. And I feel like he had a band of friends. Like, that's what I'm getting from this case.
You really distrust that kid.
I do.
It's these 12-year-olds running around the street.
Yeah, that's what it was. I feel like
Terrorizing the people.
a New York version of Oliver Twist. That's what I had in mind.
Huh. My brain did not go there at all.
His 8-foot metal wire was for kicking the crap out of bigger kids.
Yeah, I think he was.
He's a little thug.
I thought that's what he came off to me as, like a little kid, just like trying to torture the trolley system.
Interesting. What, you know, it could have been, what if like some older bully kid like forced him to do it and was like, oh, I bet you won't do it because you're scared, and then he did it and he got electrocuted.
Oh yeah,
that could be. I don't know why, but I believe in this kid.
You believe in a kid?
Yeah, I don't think he's a jerk. I think I think he was a nice kid. I feel for him.
I don't know. I bet he would rob you, take your little pence, your little pennies from you.
But I wonder if the electrocution gave him special powers like Spider-Man.
Hey, Adams.
Yeah, what up? Oh, we're both Adams. We're brothers.
We're twins.
We're Adam brothers. Twins.
Yeah, the Adam brothers. Donnie and Danny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we always say our names to each other to remind us which one is which.
Yeah, I'm Danny. That's Donnie. Donnie,
yeah,
Danny.
I'm Donnie.
Danny.
Yeah, and I'm Dante.
Hey, Dante.
I'm glad we all remind ourselves of our names before we go out and terrorize people with our long metal wires.
Hey, I'm not terrorizing anybody. I'm cool. I don't terrorize.
You don't terrorize?
No. I just...
But this is a gang. This is a gang. This is one of our things we're supposed to do. We're supposed to terrorize. Why are you being a goody two-shoes?
Because I read a book that said terrorizing is stupid. So
whoa. You're reading?
Yeah.
Are you reading, Dante?
I don't read anything except the directions on long metal poles and metal wires.
Yeah, we don't read in this gang.
Well,
dude, that's why our gang is called the 100% Not Reading Gang.
Yeah, because we 100% not read.
100% we don't ever read anything.
Well, now we like 10% read. We could be the 90% not read group.
Well, okay, so there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
And if Dante, if this is like a word, like in
Dante, are you
arithmetic
doing math?
class. It's arithmetic class. So there's 3 of us.
I read about this. So it's the 75% not reading group.
Wait a minute. So you're reading and Dante is doing math. What is happening to this gang?
We're
Why do you think
terrorizing the
you're-
neighborhood with our math problems. We're just
think
like
I
going
think
up
I
to, we're
messed
going to
that
go up to some old lady or something and be like, what's 2 + 2? Didn't think so. Grab your purse.
What? No, we're taking our rods and we're smacking that old lady. I don't understand you two.
But guys, I don't want to terrorize anymore. I want to be
What?
upstanding citizen.
What?
Yeah, it's the new New York. We're like
Wow.
cool, and we don't terrorize, but people still look up to us because we're so cool.
My goodness. What are you going to get into politics and start trying to save this gang-filled community?
Well, maybe. You're not supposed to know about that yet. That
Oh
book
my
is
God.
next.
What? I can't believe this. I can't believe this. What happened to my New York City, where I take my twin brother and our best friend Dante, and we beat the crap out of those little tourists trying to come on to Times Square and stuff.
That's the old New York. This is the new New York. New York. The new New York.
Hey, what if we go over in like maybe we should go like take a walk on the trolley tracks again and see,
Yeah.
maybe we can go fight with the other gang, the we don't go to school very much gang.
Yeah.
I'll go walk on the tracks with you, but I'm not starting any fights.
All right, well, let's get our supplies together. I've got a big metal pole.
that'll
Ooh,
come in
that's a
handy.
nice pole.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's like twice your size, man, Dante. That's awesome.
I've also got some rusty nails that my dad gave me for my birthday.
Oh man, those are the
Ooh.
best toys ever. I love
Yeah.
rusty nails.
Oh my God. Well, I got for Christmas, I got dynamite.
Oh,
Oh man,
That's
I had
awesome.
dynamite before, but then
It's so much fun.
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah.
I
Like-
got a big pack of matches for Christmas, so
Yeah, we can light it up.
but not
Oh.
terrorized. We'll just have fun.
Yeah. Should I bring these dull razor blades with us or just leave them here?
They might come in handy. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring
All this stuff's kind of heavy, so maybe Danny, can you carry like the nails and the razor blades, and I'll take the metal pole?
Yeah.
Or I could carry the pole.
Okay, you carry the pole. You got All right. Well, let's go see if we can like, beat up some kids with arithmetic problems or something.
I
Yeah.
told you I'm not beating up any kids, guys. Not anymore. But I will swing this pole around because that's super fun.
Cool.
That is really
That's-
cool. Oh
That's my
man,
twin brother.
you guys are the coolest. The way you break things and injure yourselves is so cool.
Yeah.
Guys, how far do you think I can swing this thing? Like, do you think I could like wrap it around the bridge?
Oh
Think that's
yeah.
possible? Like, I wonder if it could like go all the way around the bridge, back up, and like hit you in the face.
I think we should try it. Hey, look, there's a trolley coming. Try it now.
What if we threw the rusty nail in
Yeah.
the trolley and then try to jam the metal pole in it? That would be smart, right?
Wait,
There's
should
no-
we wait till after the trolley passes, or I should do it now?
Yeah, there's no signs or no warning saying this is a bad idea.
Right. And if
True.
there were signs and warnings, we wouldn't be able to read them anyway.
And I'm not
No.
hurting anybody. I'm just swinging this stupid metal pole around. Okay, here I go.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh! Oh no.
Whoa.
Oh no.
That was
Are you
guys.
That looks fun.
You want to try it?
Well, why don't you hand me the razor blades and maybe I'll throw them at the next trolley that comes by. It
Guys,
seems equally intelligent.
I'm seeing like lightning sparks right now.
Oh no.
Really weird. I might pass out.
Whoa,
You feel really warm.
you're glowing. Whoa,
Yeah.
I think you're floating off the
Whoa.
it.
What? Oh my god.
Oh.
Superpowers.
Oh, and all of a sudden you're
Oh.
wearing really tight clothes. That's so weird.
That's
Whoa.
crazy.
What happened? I'm like super lightning rod boy.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like almost as though there would be like some kind of a hero that would be super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super lightning rod.
Super.
I
Yeah.
wonder if I could like throw lightning out or something. Like, guys,
Oh.
did you see that?
Yeah.
That nun is totally burnt.
Yeah, there's like a little black and white piece of cloth on the floor where she was
Yeah,
before.
you got that
Completely
nun.
gone.
Oh man, I didn't mean to hit a nun. Oops.
Clearly, you're not too concerned about the consequences.
I got superpowers now. There are no consequences. To hell with being good. Now I can be evil.
There ain't no law against that.
Right. We know that because we read it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You guys don't read. I'm the smart one.
That's very smart of you to remind
Yeah.
us of that.
That's
I will
cool.
electrocute both of you
Ah!
if you don't listen to me.
Oh, that really stung. We better
Ah!
what is it? Super lightning rod boy.
Super Wonder Lightning Boy.
I
Yeah.
hope you change New York City for the good. I hope you use the powers for good.
Only evil. Electrocuting nuns, electrocuting kids, killing all the parents.
And that's an origin story.
I like that. Marvel.
What?
My character had a total arc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marvel Phase 6 or whatever that.
He tried to be good, but it just wasn't for him.
No. I think that's the oldest superhero too, right?
Yeah. Super lightning rod
Yeah,
boy.
Super Lightning Wonder
What
Boy.
was it?
Boy.
I don't know. 2 minutes in, I forgot if I was Donnie or Danny. So
That's crazy. Man.
that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's really fun playing on the tracks. I get it now.
Yeah, all these safety measures and stuff are really overrated, right?
Seriously.
I want to transition to kind of a third beat and do a little interview.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we call it laying down the pretense.
Ah.
Is that a lawyer term?
No, we were pretending and now we're not.
Oh.
Oh,
I don't
that.
like
No, I got it now.
All right. So my first question is to Cathy. All right.
Yes.
So what's a
I feel-
define? Hmm?
I feel like Miss America, like that's that's how I'm gonna answer. Like,
Oh, okay.
peace. No, I'm kidding.
What's an issue you care deeply about?
World peace.
So what's a defining moment that really shaped your identity?
My definitely. Oh boy, I knew for the moment that I was gonna be in entertainment. Like after I saw the movie Aladdin, the film, and I was so jealous of everyone that was like, when the titles went by, I felt this severe jealousy of everyone there. And from that moment on, I left and I was like determined. And I told my mom and my sister, I'm like, I'm going to be in entertainment and I'm going to make a movie just as good as that. And I still remember like the feeling of it. And it was at the Grand Rim Mall, AMC Theater, 1992. It just and I haven't changed from that. It's been in my head. It's made me who I am, and I just knew from that moment. I'm taking entertainment seriously.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Toni the same question because it's a good question, actually.
It really is.
What's a defining moment that really shaped your identity?
I think, I started performing when I was like really little, started doing theater. But I think like the first time I got to play a lead and curtain call and like getting that applause and like, I don't know, seeing that you can affect people from just being up on stage and like having fun.
Yeah.
And then like I did a lot of children's theater when I was a teenager, and I guess to go hand in hand with that, I just remember like after the show we would go and like talk to the kids and we would sign autographs and stuff, and the fact that those kids truly believed that I was that character, like it always blew my mind that they were just like so excited to talk to me, well not me but that character, just like they just everything, it's like everything they saw was so true, completely happened. I was really that person, and that is just, to have that effect on someone, to be able to do that is just like really rewarding, I think, to me. I knew like if I could make people smile or laugh or cry by doing something I love, like I gotta keep doing that.
Laughter's so addictive.
I actually, when I was like a lot younger, when I was really young, I used to only want to do like sad songs and serious monologues. Like I was like, no, I'm a serious actress. I want people to cry. And now I'm like totally the opposite. Although I still like sad songs, but yeah, it's funny. I went through a sad stage.
That's really cool. It's just that I think that feeling, I think there's sort of two things that are interesting about what both of you said. It's like that that moment when the curtain comes down and the story ends, and like that feeling of kind of like you've been on a journey.
Yeah.
Whether you're performing or like there's this sense of community that we have when we have this shared artistic experience. It's like nothing else. And it's, I think it's interesting, Cathy, that it was in the theater, right?
Yeah.
This collective experience, like, and the credits rolling is really the curtain coming down, right?
Yeah.
So there's this interesting pairing of what you said and Toni said, right? Sort of like the two sides, the audience experience and the performer's experience. And I think the other thing is that transformative thing. We need to laugh so much right now. This is like, this year it's been really tough.
Oh yeah.
And like just having like some kind of an experience that takes you out of, that routine. We just really need it. It's such a good point. Toni, I'm gonna ask you the next question. What's one of your greatest hopes?
Can it be political?
Of course.
Because my greatest hope right now is that Trump will be voted out. That is like,
on wood.
It's all I can think about right now.
Yeah.
I am so nervous that he's going to win again, and I don't know what I will do if he does, because my whole faith in humanity will be destroyed.
Well, we're recording this episode 4 days before the election, and it will be released a month afterward.
Oh, should I give it?
And so we don't have any idea. We don't have any idea what's going to happen.
We don't.
Yeah. So we'll either rewind this to I can't. I'm trying to think of what future me is going to think about this, but
well, if he does win, we're gonna have to record something with me just having a total breakdown and sobbing, and just cut that in there, and
yeah, he's not.
And we'll know.
Knock on wood, but
knock on a lot of wood.
we're going to do everything we can for the next couple of days, weeks, months, however long it takes. The thing is, it's very possible that we may not have a resolution until December. And
Yeah.
because the states certify the results, but I think they certify the results by December or something.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize it takes so long.
Don't they go, like, I don't know if it's the Senate or the House, but they go and they say, like, they have like a procedure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone says the delegates went to, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, children. This is the Future Fairy. I'm taking you forward in time to 8:30 a.m. on November 7th, and your wish has been granted. Silver Lake is exploding with joy. Can you hear it, children? You're welcome.
Yeah.
I know it's like secretive. It's never ever shown or anything, but because it's only presumed to, like, it's because it's only what, like, they don't know. All the mail-in ballots aren't counted at the election night, so it's always presumed. And then, like, a month, later, then they know for sure. I don't know anything about politics.
Me either. Wait, do they start counting ballots? Like, with all this early voting this year, have they already started counting, or is there some rule or law that they can't count until that day? Like, how does that work?
Some states. Yeah, some states you have to wait that day.
Every state's different, and actually, because there's so much litigation going on now, the rules are changing almost every day. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's like Pennsylvania, where Cathy's from. The rules changed. The rules changed twice in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was a footnote in another case where, and that was in the Pennsylvania case, where it's like it could change again. Who knows? So,
hey, what do you think about the whole, like, the fake ballot boxes and them, like, they're not really getting in trouble for it, right? Like, there was that church in California, I think, right? That put and now they're saying, like, I thought I read something that was saying, like, they're not going to get in trouble for that. How can they not get in trouble for that?
it's kind of like if you think about speeding on the freeway. The cops only pull over so many people. So there's so much.
How many people are putting out fake ballot boxes?
No, I know.
Come on.
It's just if you've ever tried to get law enforcement to do something, it's incredibly hard to actually enforce the law.
That's
So it is. So
sorry,
Cathy, what's your
tangent.
no what's your greatest hope?
My greatest hope is I actually really, really want, like, the for real, like, I feel like everyone would be so much better if, like, we kind of let go of the idea, like, there's one American dream, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like and one American family, I hope, like, we've gone so far already, like, at least we don't think it's man, wife, 2-point kids, that stuff. But there's still places where if you're a single lady, you're kind of, or a single guy, you're kind of, like, still, well, you don't have that success, or, like, stuff like that. And I hope to see, like, in my lifetime, like, the idea of family, people don't put so much, I don't know, pressure. That's where a lot of anxiety comes from me, like the word success and being successful in America, and it's just like, oh, if you're not this certain look. And I hope that's gone. Like, I hope, like, kids seem nowadays to, like, understand emotions and, status and all that stuff, like, that I didn't even know about, like, when I was little. So I think in the future, like, we'll just let people be people. That's what I hope. That sounds like a Miss America thing, but it's actually the thing that I just was like, I stress about. I'm just like, oh, why don't people just let other people be people?
Yeah, as a parent of a teenager, it seems to me, it's a small sample size, but it seems to me like they are a lot more open. They're a lot more comfortable with diversity.
Yeah.
They're a
Because
lot.
like we didn't, I mean, when I was little, like if you said that you were sad or depressed, like people were like, oh, you're crazy. But nowadays, like kids know like you can be sad, but then you can be, it's so crazy. Like you're not a wimp, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Very true.
So is your son way cooler as a kid than you were?
Oh, 100 times. Oh, I was such a nerd. He's definitely way cooler than me. Yeah, he's a very awesome, amazing kid, and
Aw.
I'm really lucky. And his mom gets all the credit because I'm kind of no,
No, I don't believe that.
well, that's nice of you to say, but no, he's a great kid, and I'm gonna try to get him, or he's agreed to be
Ooh.
a guest on my podcast. I've been bugging him for about a month and a half. Like,
Nice.
okay,
Wait, was he in the sketch in the voting sketch? Was that
yeah, that
him?
was him.
Okay. He's so tall.
Yeah, I know he is tall, and he looked good. So I was just like, come on, be in the sketch. And he's like, all right. But then I asked him to put it up on his TikTok, and he's like, I'm
No.
like, what is it, off brand? And he's like, yeah.
It's like, I'm not putting my dad on my TikTok.
Exactly. So all right, so this is a question I like to ask, and I'm gonna go to Toni on this one. If you were to give a TED talk, what's your idea worth spreading?
Ooh.
That's a hard question. My idea, be positive. I know it sounds so cheesy and stupid, but like seriously, like be positive, believe in yourself, take chances. Like I feel like anytime I made any like major progress in my life, it's because I was positive, I believed in myself, and I took a risk.
Oh, wow.
So I think there's such like simple things, but we don't do those things all the time. Like it's so easy to be negative. It's so easy to like stay where you are in your life and just not keep moving ahead. You know, those are like the easy things to do. It's a lot harder to say, you know what, I can leave that job that I hate and trust and believe in myself that something better will happen when I do that. Because you have to like open yourself up to that better experience. So, I mean, just, I don't know, a year and a half ago, I swore I would never, ever, ever do improv, ever. I was like, I can't do it. I'm not, I'm not witty enough. I'm not smart enough. I'll never be good at improv. And then, cut to me saying, I need to challenge myself. I'm going to take improv. I'm just going to see what it's like. And then like loving it and then continuing through to, the conservatory program. So it's just like, I only did that because I was willing to be uncomfortable, but also believe in myself and stay positive about it, So that is what my TED Talk would be about.
Where's your virtual link? I will sign up for that.
Yeah?
I need that.
All right. It's so true. Even with my voiceover work, and like most actors have some kind of backup job. And again, like a year and a half ago, I was managing a store. I wasn't happy. I'd been there so long and I was so stuck. And I knew the only way to move forward was to leave that job, but I was so scared. What if I don't have enough money? It's expensive to live in LA. And then I finally was like, you know what? You just, again, like you have to believe in yourself. You have to be positive and you have to take that leap. And now like it was the best decision I could have made, especially with all this stuff that's going on and being able to really support myself from working at home before you had to work from home. You know, it all worked out, and it wouldn't have if I didn't just take that leap and just be positive even when I was scared and, you know, not feeling as positive as I could be. That'll be $50.
Virtual ticket.
I know. I wish I had like the sound effect they have. Boom, boom. Something like that.
I think maybe I should do a TED Talk. I don't know.
Maybe.
I just TED Talked myself into doing a TED Talk.
Cathy, what's your idea worth spreading?
I would say be open about your guilty pleasures, just because everyone says like, oh, like they'll watch this TV because it's a guilty pleasure. But if it's bringing you pleasure, talk about it. Open up with other people. Then you'll find so much happiness to talk about it, because if it's bringing you pleasure. For me, it's dolls. Like, there's always points in my life where I'm like quiet about my love of dolls. But then when I open up and I talk about my Barbie dolls with somebody else, then I'll be like, oh, it's a guilty pleasure. But then it's talking to people and I'm like, oh my God, I love this so much. And then you meet people. So I'm saying that the guilty pleasure should be out and open. Thank you.
I like it.
I like it. All right, ready for the speed round? The speed round. The lightning round.
Oh,
All right,
I'm
ready?
nervous. I'm nervous.
Nope, it's easy. 5 things that you're grateful for.
me first.
Yeah, you go first.
My cats. I'm grateful for my house in Pasadena, my little apartment in Pasadena, because I can walk to Target, and I can walk to Ralph's, and I love walking in Pasadena. I'm grateful for my family, and I'm grateful for Aladdin, and I'm grateful for comedy. 5, right?
That was 5.
Wait, do I have to go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm grateful for my family, for sure. I'm grateful for my talent. Does that sound terrible? But I am grateful. No. I'm grateful for, this is going to sound silly. I'm grateful for Zoom workouts. I'm grateful for the improv community, like I'm grateful for this and our Monday night improv and just anything creative. And I'm grateful for music.
That's great. Thank you both. So what's coming next from both of you? We kind of said it at the top, but if you just tell, where can people find you on the interwebs? What's coming next? What are you excited about? And we'll take it out.
I love podcasts and I love making podcasts. And so I have one that already has 3 seasons called Super Squirrel Conversation. It's basically me and my friend Kristen, basically our take if Oprah and Gail were squirrels. So we talked. So I play Acorn, who's a very Oprah squirrel, and we talk to each comedian from the LA community. We had a new guest. They would come in as a character, as like a beaver or cat. So we would talk about that. And then we have our upcoming one, Guide for Clueless Rich People, which is all improv too. So I love him. I love podcasts. I love improv. So follow me at squirrel_combo. And thank you for letting me be on here, Billy.
Yeah.
It was fun. Toni, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Toni Senatore. Basically anywhere, just Toni Senatore, Toni with an I. You will find my name and me. And what do I have coming up? Well, I have that. I'm nominated for that award. I find out December 6th, I think, is when they read off the winners. So keep your fingers crossed for me. It'd be cool to win an award. Possibly, maybe this like musical podcast in the works. We recorded some demos for it. I'm not sure what's happening with it right now, But hopefully something more will come of that.
Do you know the name of that one?
I don't know, but it's like a full musical, kind of like Rocky Horror-esque musical. But I'm not exact. I thought that it was going to be happening like right now, and that it's not happening. So I hope that it's still going to happen, but I don't know if it has an official name at the moment.
Mm.
But a lot of talented people are working on it, so I believe. I'm going to stay positive.
Well, I want to thank you both for being my guest today and for being a gang of 1916 hoodlums.
Yeah.
A superhero.
Thank you.
Laying Down the Law is a product of Beyond Unreasonable Doubt, produced by Jeffrey Feitner and Verboten Productions. Our music is Galactic Damages by Jingle Punk, cover art courtesy of Q, and I'm your host, Billy DeClercq, letting you know that I have my doubts. I have enough extra doubts that I can lend you some doubt if you need any. Thank you, Toni and Cathy, for joining me today, and that's our show.